Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a seafloor in Adobe After Effects using only After Effects for the seafloor portion, but I am going to be using plugin Red Giant Psunami for the underwater effect. So let's just jump right in and get started. So I'm going to start by creating a new composition, and I'll just name this seafloor. And I'm just going to pick the standard 1920 by 1080, and I'm going to make it a 5-second duration. So first we're going to start by creating our underwater effect. So just go to Layer, New, Solid, and I'll just name this Underwater. And all the settings will be the same, and just click OK. And then go to Effect, Red Giant Psunami. And then just go to Presets, Underwater, Caribbean, and click Go. And then we're going to go to the camera and change this to 95. Now I'm not going to do anything with the color right now. We're just going to go ahead and start creating our seafloor. So just go to Layer, New, Solid, and this will be our seafloor. And over here under Effects and Presets, I am going to search for Fractal Noise. And I'm actually going to make this a 3D layer. So I'm just going to click this box right here. Now under Fractal Type, I'm going to switch this to Dynamic Progressive and change the noise type to Linear. And again, you can play around with the different types to see which effect you think is more realistic. I just like the Dynamic Progressive and the Linear noise type. Okay, next with the seafloor still selected, I'm going to pick the ellipse tool, and I'm just going to select out a portion of the fractal layer. So I'm just going to be using the select tool and the rotate tool to adjust the floor layer so that it fits into the composition. So now I'm just going to select my rotate tool and just rotate this a little bit, and then I'm just going to kind of go back and forth using the select tool and the rotate tool until I get the look that I want. Next, I am going to go to my seafloor layer under Masks. Under Mask 1, we're going to feather this out. So I'm going to bring this all the way up to 95. And as you can see, it just blends more with the background. Now under Effects and Presets, I'm going to go to Curves. And I'm going to do some color correction. So just drag the curves into your seafloor layer. And I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, the RGB channel, and then I'm going to switch to the blue. Okay, next I am going to add a blur. So I'm just going to go under Blur, and I'm going to drag in Vector Blur into our seafloor layer. And I'm just going to bring this up to 20. And now I'm going to go back to the underwater layer. And under Ocean Optics, I'm going to select the watercolor. And I'm just going to, with the eyedropper, bring it down to the fractal noise part. And I'm just going to choose one of the blues in the fractal noise. Next, under Light 1, I'm going to do the same thing. And I think that matches up pretty well. So now with the underwater layer selected, I'm going to use another Red Giant plugin, which is Trap Code Shine. So first I'm going to change the source point to 1200, -400. And then under Colorize, I'm going to change the color to a blue color. And shadows, I'm going to change to a blue color. And then under ray length, I'm going to choose 10. Shimmer, I'm going to bring up to 125. And detail, I'm going to bring up to 25. That might be a little bit too much, so I'm going to actually bring this down to 15. Now what we can do is animate our seafloor. So under seafloor, we're going to go back to our fractal noise. And we're going to go to evolution. So making sure that our time ruler is at the beginning, we're going to select the stopwatch for evolution. And then we're going to drag the time ruler all the way to the end of our timeline. And then we're just going to rotate the fractal noise a couple times. Next, we're going to be animating the shine effects. So we're going to go back to our underwater layer, and then under the effects controls, we're going to go back to the shine effect, and we're going to be animating the phase. So we're going to make sure our time ruler is at the beginning of the footage, and then under phase, we are going to select the stopwatch, and then we're going to drag the time ruler all the way to the end of the footage, and then we're going to go back to the phase, and I'm just going to rotate this 4 times. Now I'm going to pre-compose my footage, so I'm going to select both layers, command right click and select pre-compose, and I'll just name this seafloor. And now what I'm going to do is color correct the entire footage. So I'm going to use curves. So by pre-composing, I'm going to be color correcting the entire footage instead of just one specific layer. So that's why we combine the layers together. So I'm just adding some curves, color correction, just to give it a more vibrant blue color. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.